What's up, everyone? Today, we're diving into a global story that affects millions. The countries that kicked out Filipino workers, and now desperately want them back. From healthcare systems on the brink to industries grinding to a halt, the impact is massive. We're counting down 15 nations that made this huge mistake, and trust me, the number one country will shock you. Let's get into it. Number 15 is New Zealand, the land of the hobbits, and now, a land with a huge problem. Filipinos were the backbone of dairy farms, construction, and healthcare, bringing unmatched dedication and warmth. Stricter immigration rules pushed them out, and suddenly, farms and hospitals were left scrambling. New Zealand realized too late. You can't just replace the spirit and skill of Filipino workers. Now, they're desperate to fill the void left in their communities. 14 is Israel, where Filipino caregivers were the heart of elderly care. Policy changes forced many to leave, and families were left struggling to care for their loved ones. Local workers didn't want these demanding jobs, and the absence of Filipino compassion created a crisis. Now Israel is trying to bring them back, realizing you can't put a price on trust and human connection. They learned the hard way: you can't replace family. 13 is Italy, where Filipino helpers became part of the family, caring for kids and the elderly. Tightened immigration rules forced many out, and Italians quickly found locals wouldn't fill these roles. Now, with an aging population and empty dinner tables, Italy regrets losing the people who held their homes together. The warmth and reliability are gone, and it shows. Number 12 is Spain, a country with deep ties to the Philippines. After the 2008 crisis, anti-immigrant policies pushed out many Filipinos, thinking locals would fill the gap. Today, Spain faces labor shortages in hospitality, healthcare, and more. They broke a historical bond, and now they're scrambling to rebuild what they lost. Regret runs deep in every empty restaurant and understaffed hospital. 11 is Canada, once a top destination for Filipinos. Immigration reforms shut out many essential workers, especially caregivers and nurses. Now labor shortages are everywhere: hospitals, restaurants, even coffee shops. Canada is trying to reverse course, realizing they need both skilled and caring hands. They turned off the tap, and now they're thirsty for talent. 10 is Australia, where Filipinos built modern cities and staffed remote hospitals. Stricter visa rules pushed them out, and the country celebrated, until skills shortages hit hard. Now, mining, healthcare, and construction are all desperate for workers. Australia is trying to lure back the very experts they lost. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. Number 9 is the United States, where Filipinos have been healthcare heroes for generations. Recent immigration chaos and political battles choked off the flow of new workers. The pandemic exposed a catastrophic nurse shortage, and hospitals are now offering huge bonuses just to fill shifts. The U.S. regrets letting bureaucracy get in the way of common sense. They kicked out their most reliable healthcare workers, and now the nation's health is at risk. The American dream is looking for a comeback. 8 is Japan, facing a demographic crisis with one of the world's oldest populations. Filipinos brought warmth and care to elder care, but Japan bet on robots instead of people. Strict immigration rules kept out the very workers they needed. Now robots can't fill the emotional gap, and Japan is scrambling to ease rules for foreign workers. Their reluctance to embrace immigration left them with a problem technology can't solve. Sometimes, only a human touch will do. 7 is the UAE, where Filipinos built and ran the world's most ambitious cities. Economic downturns and harsh labor policies forced many to leave. Now, as the UAE tries to diversify, they're facing a crippling shortage of skilled workers. The skyscrapers are there, but who will run them? The UAE learned loyalty is a two-way street. 6 is Saudi Arabia, where Filipinos powered hospitals, construction, and modernization. Saudization policies forced out foreign workers, hoping locals would step in. The result? Skills gaps, stalled projects, and declining quality of care. Now, Saudi Arabia is quietly trying to bring back the talent they lost. Oil money can't buy experience and dedication overnight. Their ambitious future depends on those they once pushed away. 5 is Singapore, a city built on careful planning and foreign talent. Filipinos were essential in everything from healthcare to engineering, but tighter quotas and higher levies squeezed them out, causing a severe manpower crunch. Businesses closed, families struggled, and Singapore had to recalibrate. They're now quietly easing rules, realizing they squeezed too hard. Even the best planners can make costly mistakes. 4 is Denmark, the happiest country, once open to Filipino workers. Political shifts slammed the door shut, and now labor shortages are everywhere. Farmers, restaurants, and hospitals are all struggling. Denmark learned that pushing people away doesn't create more happiness. They lost not just workers, but a piece of their vibrant culture. 3 is the UK, where Filipino nurses were the backbone of the NHS. Brexit and new visa rules made many feel unwelcome, and the pipeline of new recruits dried up. Now, the NHS faces record staff shortages and the longest wait times in history. The government is spending millions to recruit internationally, begging Filipino nurses to return. They kicked out the pillars of their most beloved institution, and now the nation's health is paying the price. A self-inflicted wound that's hard to heal. 2 is France, where rigid labor laws and tough immigration rules pushed out Filipino workers. Now, labor shortages are crippling restaurants, hotels, and even Olympic preparations. The government is scrambling to make it easier to hire foreign workers. France prioritized bureaucracy over reality, and now their service economy is grinding to a halt. Regret is written all over Paris. And number 1 is Germany, the economic engine of Europe. Reluctant to accept non-European immigrants, they made it nearly impossible for skilled Filipinos to work there. Now, with a plummeting birth rate and a projected shortfall of 7 million workers, Germany faces an existential crisis. Every sector is desperate for skilled labor, and the government is scrambling to reverse decades of closed-door policies. They're streamlining visas and recognizing foreign qualifications, with the Philippines at the top of their list. Germany learned too late. You can't build the future by shutting out the world's best people. Their biggest mistake? Kicking out their own future. There you have it, 15 nations, one massive regret. The Filipino workforce is truly one of the world's most valuable assets, skilled, resilient, and irreplaceable. These stories prove that a nation's real wealth is its people. Which country's regret shocked you the most? Drop a comment below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.